Padres baseball on this Saturday night from Petco Park. In Game 2 of the 3-game series between Milwaukee and the Padres. And we're ready to go. First pitch in his Padres career for Clayton Richard. He's 6'5" lefty, 240 pounds, a 25-year-old. And we are underway. A first pitch strike to Felipe Lopez. We get underway a little early. 7:04 and 70 degrees at game time. Lefty ready to get at it.
Well, a couple things people have said about Richard is that he works quickly.
Slow chop left side. Kuz on the grass. In the dirt, but dug out by Adrian. And that's the way this one begins. Let's take a look at Kinmaka's Brewer lineup for tonight. It has Lopez up top. And it'll be followed by Corey Hart, who bats here for the Brewers. Corey jumping up to the 2 spot tonight after batting in the 5-hole last night. Foul tip, strike one.
Well, we talked about it last night. They put 7 runs on the board in the second inning, but nothing after that. Maka going to shuffle his deck a little bit and try to get these right-handers in his lineup.
The Padre bullpen last night pretty close to perfect. 7 1/3 scoreless innings. Not only 3 hits. Mike Adams on the right had scoreless inning. Mujica had a career high 4 1/3. A nice night for the Padre pen, and they got the offense to rally and win 11-7.
Well, the bullpen did what it needed to do. We're down 6 runs in the second inning, and you got to shut the opposition down and give your offense a chance to get back in the game, and that's exactly what they did.
Hard out looking at Richard has quickly disposed of the first 2 Brewer hitters of this game. Lopez, Hart, Ryan Braun batting in the 3 spot. Prince Fielder hitting cleanup, 381 in his last 5. Then McGee, Cameron, Hardy, Kindle catching, and Mike Burns is the pitcher.
Clayton Richard's number, like we talked about, 4 and 3.
First pitch swinging, Braun right field, and Venable near the line and just into foul territory makes the catch. So Clayton Richard in 8-pitch top half of the first, and the Padres coming up. Bottom of the first inning, Bud Black's Padres tonight. We have Tony Gwynn leading off, then Eck, Adrian Gonzalez, Kuz batting cleanup, then Blank, Venable, Alfonso Cabrera, and the pitcher Clayton Richard. Mike Burns just called up. Oh, it is his third stint in the big leagues this year with the Brewers. And Tony's showing bunt, takes a strike.
See Mike Burns' numbers, 2-3. High ERA, opponents hitting .311. Not going to overpower you with a fastball. Good breaking ball, good change.
Burns had been exclusively a reliever in his major league career prior to this season. That makes his 6th start tonight. 8th overall appearance in the big leagues this year. He's a 30-year-old. Got his first major league win on June 30th against the Mets and beat 2-time Cy Young Award winner Johan Santana in that game. Breaking ball hit softly towards first, and Prince Fielder went out 3 unassisted to begin the Padre first inning. Here's the Brewer defense, brought to you by SD Storage, where $1 moves you in. Go to SDStorage.com to find a store near you today. And the aforementioned Prince Fielder, over 900 innings played this season. An Iron Man himself.
Yeah, you know, he's a young guy who likes to play. And I know he's Eagle Eye and Tony Jr. in that dugout. Most of them kind of grew up in the Padre or in the Brewer organization.
Prince is the godfather to at least one of Tony's children.
His oldest, Michaela. We talked about it a little bit last night. Boy, he's really progressed this year, I think, taking a giant step forward offensively.
One out for David Eckstein, and the 1-2 pitch. That was a pretty good one off that outside corner away. 300 at-bats on the season with .267 average and .326 on base. A couple of hits last night and 3 RBIs. Drops low and evens it at 2-2.
Yeah, with Eck, that on-base percentage sometimes doesn't tell you the whole story. Just take a look at Randy Reddy. Hitting in that tool hole, sometimes you're asked to sacrifice, play hit and run, hit behind the runner.
Line drive, left center field. Ryan Braun able to cut it off, and he will hold Eck to a single. David very close to finding the alley there and sending that to the fence, but Braun able to limit him to a single here with 1 out.
Again, they pretty much were trying to pitch him away all last night, and again, this is a ball in the middle of the plate. Braun does a nice job of cutting that ball off and takes a big hop on him. But Eck's still not running real well right now.
One on, 1 out for Adrian. He looks at a strike. Only 8 home runs, 3rd most in the National League. Burns misses a little bit inside. You got Clayton Richard making his debut, Matt Latos, and the veteran Chris Young there on the end.
And all of a sudden, Chris Young is
the
the veteran, old man.
Pulled to right field, Hart racing, and sliding comes up with it. That ball's sinking. Had a bit of hook on it as well, but Corey Hart making the catch for round number 2.
Hart making a nice play. Adrian Gonzalez right on that ball, and like you said, had a little hook on it, a little sink on it. Hart's able to get there and make a sliding catch.
Two down for the third baseman, Kevin Kuzminoff. Who's back at third base tonight? Headley started at third base last night. Coos did come into the game late at third base. Picked up one at bat last night, which was a double. 2-0.
Last night was one of those nights offensively. It just seemed like they could do no wrong. They hit hard ground balls and line drives. Kuzmanov came off the bench and hit a double down the line. Rodriguez had a pinch hit. Salazar had a pinch hit. I mean, offensively yesterday for the Pods, it was just a good day.
Season high 17 hits, season high 11 runs. He's up to 14 homers and 57 runs batted in. Clayton Richard in his Padre debut needed only 8 pitches in the top of the inning to set the Brewers down in order.
Got to sit down a little bit. Sit down for a little while. Give your offense a chance to score a run, Clayton.
Conserve some of that energy.
Yeah.
Back at first with 2 outs. Coos blast one center field. Cameron back to the warning track to make the catch. Coos hit it well, about 390, just about straightaway center field. X stranded, no score after 1.
Every Friday home game. Hey fans, start your weekend off with a bang with Friday Fireworks. Enjoy a spectacular fireworks show following every Friday home game.
And the next one next Friday, August 7th. Stay after the game for a Friday Fireworks presented by Padres Banking at Bank of America. Plus, the Padres will honor Ricky Henderson before the game. Prince Fielder leads off the Milwaukee second. 2 balls, no strikes. An 8-pitch first for Clayton Richard, setting the side down in order. It faces Fielder, McGee, and Cameron. The Brewers second. A little bit inside, 3-0. On base percentage, .427 for Prince Fielder, second best in the National League, trailing only Albert Pujols. Hold a strike on the inside corner, and that brings a smirk to Prince's face.
Yeah.
T-shirt giveaway tonight. Three and 2.
There wasn't much difference between the 2-0 pitch and the 3-0 pitch.
3-0 to 3-2 on Fielder leading off the second. And Clayton Richards with the playoff pitch not coming. Strike three on the outside corner. After falling down 3-0, he comes back and gets Fielder looking.
Take a look at pitch track. Fastball away. Again, pitch track got those as strikes. That ball's in. I thought same pitch. This time called a strike. Fastball on the outside corner. Fastball, outside corner. Richards not wasting any time. He's getting his sign and he's working quickly. And if you're a defender, you love this. If you're an announcer, you love this.
Who doesn't love that?
Yeah, he's getting his sign and rocking and firing.
Casey McGee rolls it right side softly. Adrian the underhand toss to Richard, and 2 down. Richard has retired the first 5 Brewer batters. And with 2 down, we'll face Mike Cameron. Clayton Richard. Recent former Padre Mike Cameron, who in his return last night, 1 for 4 with a walk and a run scored. Swings at the first pitch, high fly to right field. And Venable squeezes that. Well, after an 8-pitch first, a 9-pitch second. Blanks leads off when we come back.
Don't miss seeing us battle the New York Mets Saturday, August 8th at 7:05 and get one of these great Padres Hall of Fame caps.
All fans receive a free Padre Hall of Fame cap presented by the California Lottery. Plus, Dick Williams will be inducted into the Padres Hall of Fame before the game. Kyle swinging at the first pitch, pops it up right side. And Lopez makes the catch for the first out. There's the Hall of Fame caps. It's pretty sharp.
Pretty stylish.
Very stylish. So Ricky and Dick Williams next weekend. That's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun. Well, Ricky, I thought, did a super job at the Hall of Fame. And Dick was there the year before and getting inducted into the Padre Hall of Fame. So be good to see both of them.
Will takes a strike. I read where somebody, and this may have been an anonymous blog or something on the internet, was disappointed that Ricky did not refer to himself in the third person during his Hall of Fame induction speech.
No, I think everybody did. Everybody expected him to, but the Hall of Fame is the biggest honor for anybody who plays this sport.
Will towards deep right field. Will Venable slugs one out to right center. That's his fourth, and he gives the Padres a 1-0 lead in the second. Will has found his home run stroke here in the last few games.
That one went to right field. The last two had gone to left field. You can just tell these guys are starting to believe they belong. They're having good at-bats, not really chasing stuff out of the zone like we saw earlier in the year. Guys are settling in and doing a really good job.
He's now homered in 3 consecutive games. And Alfonso pulls it down the left field line. That's fair. It bounces into the corner where it's grabbed by Braun. And Eliezer returned but holds it second with a 1-out double. Got out in front of that one but was able to keep it fair.
Yeah, that looked like a breaking ball. He just stayed back enough to... Yeah, breaking ball. You see him out in front. Still got enough of it to get it into the corner for a double.
I'm talking with Clayton Richard, who's due up next after Cabrera. Shortens the bunt and takes a strike.
I'm sure that conversation is, look, I know you haven't had an at-bat this year. You've been in the American League. You're coming to the National League. If Cabrera gets on, could you bunt? Can you think you're comfortable enough to?
At the center field, Mike Cameron. Alfonso bluffing the tag. Cameron fires it in, 2 outs.
I think he's an athlete. I think he wants to swing the bat.
He'll get a chance to swing away with 2 down. 1 for 3 in interleague play for the White Sox.
He looks hitterish.
That's a guy who played baseball and football at the University of Michigan. He was the backup quarterback to Chad Henne at Michigan, playing under Lloyd Carr, who was then the head coach. Clayton, born and raised in Lafayette, Indiana, which of course is right next to Purdue, which is in West Lafayette. Breaking ball waved at and missed. He wound up playing at a different Big Ten school in Ann Arbor, Michigan.
You know what? He didn't look too bad on that breaking ball. An umpire or a catcher, somebody told him something. He got a big smile on his face.
Blocked by Kendall.
Get that thumb guard, too. Get that thumb guard. You didn't hurt that pitching hand.
6'5", 240, Clayton Richard. You know, you look at the list of the 4 pitchers they acquired yesterday. You know, they average about 6'5", 240. They're all big guys. Richard down looking for a strikeout for Mike Burns, but the Padres get a run. take a look at the National League Central standings presented by Firestone, a tradition of innovation. The Brewers, even with the loss here last night, are just a game under at 51-52. The Cardinals have already posted a win. They beat the Astros 3-1. Cubs are leading Florida 6-5 of the night, so if they hold on, they'll be just a half game back again. But the Brewers are, even though they're under 500, Tony, one hot streak away from being right there at the top of the standings.
Not only, because this time of the year it's easy. We tend to focus on just the division, but the wild card, they're not that, they're right there too. So, offensively, this is a club that can put some runs on the board. But, honestly, seeing what I saw last night, I got some concerns about their pitching.
Yeah, they are next to last in the National League in ERA at 4.77. Tap back towards the mound, and Richard throws out J.J. Hardy to begin the third. And just 19 pitches through 2 1/3. Aaron Balsley getting a close look at newest member of the staff. By the way, in that Cardinal win today, Matt Holliday homered again. Actually, a couple. In their 3-1 victory.
It's a huge pickup for the Cardinal. Him and DeRosa both, I think.
And Pujols has kind of come back down to earth a little bit in the last week or so, but Ludwig, DeRosa, Holliday, and others have certainly picked it up.
Yeah, well, don't worry about Albert.
Yeah, nobody needs to shed any tears.
No, Albert's going to be fine. Just impressed already with the way Richard has changed speeds. He's pitched in and out.
Just missing to Jason Kendall.
You see him trying to locate.
Two pitch. Eckstein right there. He's going to have to move to throw out Kendall. Hey, Wednesday is officially free and easy at the Del Mar Racetrack. Diamond Club members enjoy free stretch run admission, free reserve seating, and a free program. Plus, you can enjoy half-price domestic draft beers, sodas, and hot dogs at select stretch run concessions. Trevor Hoffman. Will we see him tonight, tomorrow, at some point in this series?
Well, he wants to get out there. That means his team is leading.
Began the season on the disabled list, but after being activated, he has been everything the Brewers had hoped he would be.
That's why they signed him. That's exactly right. The prospects at the start of the season, you just didn't know, how many opportunities he would get, but you just knew he was going to be successful.
That is a foul tip. And Burns still alive. And Trevor Hoffman with a 1.80 ERA. The only time he ended the season with a sub-2 ERA was in '98. 1.48 ERA. Also led the league with 53 saves that season.
Should have been the MVP, or should have won the Cy Young that year. Just a professional. I was talking to him yesterday, and one of Trevor's trademarks is, during batting practice, he would run around in his Dr. Schmuck and do his warm up and things. And the kids on the Brewers have gotten him to give it up, so he retired his Dr. Schmuck. And he had some shorts on that were below the knee and a sleeveless shirt. Well, it's like, man, what you just gave in? You hung up your schmuck? You don't wear that anymore? He said, no, the kids. He said, I was too old to be running around.
Peer pressure from the youngsters.
And so, he gave in.
Burns reaches out, can't get it, strikes out. 3 Ks for Clayton Richard. They sent down the first 9 Milwaukee hitters tonight.
Soy un hombre muy honrado que me gusta lo mejor.
Hey fans, enjoy Padres weekday afternoon games and get 2 tickets for the price of 1 in select seating sections.
Wednesday, August 5th at 12:35 is another Padres 2-for-1 getaway day presented by Southwest Airlines. Enjoy 2-for-1 prices on tickets and Wiener Schnitzel hot dogs. Top of the order up in the San Diego third. Padres leading 1-0 on a Will Venables solo shot. And Clayton Richard here in his Padres debut. 9 up, 9 down so far. Tony leading off. Then Eck and Adrian. Third baseman Casey McGee several steps in on the grass at third.
Yeah, Prince a couple steps in at first too.
That is low, a ball and a strike.
And Jimmy really hadn't bunted that much here lately. He's been busy trying to find his stroke. And
slowly towards short. J.J. Hardy throws on the run, close, but got him.
I don't know.
First base umpire Jeff Nelson, the way he started his call, I thought for a second he was going to call him safe, and then he gave the outside. It's time for tonight's Energy Resource Center Power Player Question and Answer. Which former Padre and Brewer has his son currently playing at San Diego State, and who's playing for you? Corey Vaughn, son of Greg Vaughn.
Yeah.
Eck takes strike 1.
Take a look at that play at first base. It's close.
Old foul. Good play by the ball girl. Nothing at 2 on Eck, who singled to left center his first time up. Waited on the breaking ball, but popped it up out of the shallow left. And Braun comes in. Two down.
Yeah, this is the time.
And speaking of Vaughn and Gwynn, 98 World Series. You guys.
It seems like eons ago now.
11 years?
Yeah.
Years off David Wells.
It happened so quick, I didn't even get a chance to sit in, really.
What kind of player is Corey Vaughn?
He's a good player. He's taller than his dad. He's 6'5". about 215, 220, could really run. He's got a great arm.
What's his primary position for you?
He's a right fielder, but he played right field for me the last couple of years, but probably projects to a center. You know, he could play center field. Lots of power and can really run.
Henry in line to right. His first time up, it took a sliding catch by Corey Hart to retire him. Mike Burns 1-2. Fighting it off, and with the shift, the shortstop Hardy cheating up the middle. Catches the little pop-up to end the inning, and Burns sets the Padres down in order for the first time. Top of the fourth inning, and the top of the order up for the Brewers. Against lefty Clayton Richard in his Padres debut has sent down the first 9 Milwaukee hitters. Second baseman Felipe Lopez leading off, takes down and in. Lopez grounded out to Kuzminoff to begin the game. Lopez, Hart, and Ryan Braun coming up for the Brewers. Clayton Richards 2-0. Taken all the way. Lopez looks at a strike.
Well, thus far, Richard has been impressive. He's pounded the strike zone.
Here off the outside corner behind 3-1.
And it just looks like his ball is kind of a heavy ball. If you were a hitter, you know, his ball would be one that'd be really hard to square up.
Great stop by Adrian. The flip to Richard, 3-1 putout. Spectacular play by the Gold Glover there for the first down of the fourth.
Oh, that ball had double written all over it.
Adrian diving to his left, got it on the short hop. Great play.
I mean, on the full extension. The glove took it on the short hop. Perfect feed to Richard for the out. Dave Marcus.
You're going to star on that one.
Dropping the star.
Down low to Corey Hart, who struck out his first time. Fouled away, 1-1. You know, you get the ball, you work quickly. Defense stays on its toes.
There you go. It's been said for the last 50 years.
Not that that's the only reason Adrian made that play.
Not the only reason, but
it doesn't hurt.
When a guy's getting the ball, getting the sign, and letting her go, you're going to be on your toes.
One-two pitch. Just missed off the outside corner. This was another lefty that the White Sox have still. Mark Burley, that Clayton Richard, I'm sure, took a lot of cues from over there.
And you can see that. I mean, get your sign and work quickly. And I don't know. I think as a defender, you love this. And he didn't waste any time. He's getting on the mound. He's confident. Alfonso's putting down the sign, and let's go get him.
And it goes full on Hart.
It looks like he can work both halves. He can cut it in on the right-hander and run it away from him.
There is the first Brewers base runner. A one-out walk in the fourth to Corey Hart. Time for the Aflac trivia question.
Aflac!
Who did Trevor Hoffman retire to finish off his 479th career save, which was the one that made him the all-time saves leader to pass Lee Smith? It was against the Pirates. That's the only hint I'll give. Answer coming up a little bit later. Left fielder Ryan Braun fouled out to the right fielder Venable in the first inning. First pitch, strike one.
Let's see if this changes here now that he's going from the stretch. Mark, you talked about him kind of picking Mark Burley's brain a little bit. That his move to first is kind of similar too. Kind of hangs that foot up in the air a little bit.
You can get two on Braun. Clayton Richard's first 12 appearances this year were out of the White Sox bullpen. And they moved him to the rotation. His last 14 appearances for them all as a starter. Richard moved into the rotation on May 12th. Hart at first, has 8 steals. It's Braun looking. And Braun is awarded the plate umpire Angel Campos. Well, he sped up that leg kick that time and delivered and got Braun looking.
Pitch track says knee-high cheddar on the inner half. I don't think Braun agreed with it.
Fourth strikeout for Richard. Here's a cleanup hitter, Prince Fielder, and ball one is high. Richard's last 2 starts with the White Sox, he went 8 innings each time, allowed only 1 run in each of the starts. Against Tampa Bay on July 21st, and then his last start came on Sunday night at Detroit. 8 innings, 1 run, 5 hits, was the winning pitcher. And a balk is called. Plate umpire Angel Campos is the one who made the call.
He said his elbow, so let's watch his back elbow. Take a look, because it's kind of hard for Angel to see his back elbow.
Yeah, how would the plate umpire see his back
maybe
elbow?
He did it in front. So Buddy asking.
Strike the fielder. It's 2-1. Are you sold on that ball?
I'm not. Unless he saw something from his front elbow.
Yeah, I think Bud's still scratching his head there, literally.
His head. I mean, he's just changing the grip in his glove. And his glove hadn't come all the way down yet. So, I mean, he's not in the set position. But I don't know, maybe. Yeah, I mean, they're trying to figure out, Al Campos saw that was a balk. I don't. Maybe we'll get an explanation for that one later.
That has pushed Hart to second, representing the tying run, and now he takes off for third. And no chance for Alfonso as Hart got a terrific jump and steals his 9th base of the season.
There's nothing really Alfonso could do.
3-2 to fielder. 5 strikeouts for Clayton Richard. A walk to Hart. But the tying run is stranded at third. After 3.5, 1-0 Padres. Well, during the half-inning break, Bud came out to talk to plate umpire Angel Campos about the ball call. And I think you see the way he was motioning with his glove. The way Richard must have come set. And relaying that information to Clayton Richard about what he can and cannot do when he's coming set and what he can do with his glove.
Yeah, he's telling him about the back elbow. You saw him give that back elbow. And now he's telling Clayton, hey, when you come set, you're going to have to keep that elbow still. And this is the current discussion right now. There's a light on in left center field that...
right in the view of the hitter, so that's going to need to be turned off.
umpire caught that one right away, and this is one that, maybe they could call the Padre bullpen to relay it to one of the security people out there to have that guy. There you go. They turned it off.
All right.
Got it off.
Well, we have just a second. Let's get to our Aflac trivia question. And the answer, who did Trevor Hoffman retire to finish off his 479th career save, become the all-time saves leader, and it was the Pirates' Freddie Sanchez, who now is, so many trades occurred at the deadline. Where did Freddie go? He was with the Giants now. That's right, San Francisco. Who's leading off? Fouls it back. Kevin fly to center, deep center field. His first time up. Sending Cameron to the warning track.
He just missed hitting the 2-run homer.
Big breaking ball for Mike Burns. Falls in for a strike.
Well, Burns takes a lot off that breaking ball.
That's a slow curve, isn't it?
Fastball in the low 80s or high 80s, low 90s, and then a breaking ball.
That was high 60s.
High 60s.
Back to the high 80s for the fastball. Cruz takes it outside. 2-2. Cruz then blanks and Venable in the Padre fourth. Venable's solo home run in the second is the game's only run. A little bit low and a full count. Three-two pitch. Line left field, and Cruz with a base hit to begin the fourth. Leadoff single. Well, Trevor Hoffman passed Lee Smith for the all-time saves lead. September 24th of 2006 against the Pirates. Got Freddie Sanchez to ground out. And became the all-time saves leader.
What a moment here.
And there was number 500. 550. Kyle Blanks.
Then you figure there'll be 600 somewhere. Milwaukee somewhere. I do. I figure it will be. I don't know about anybody else.
Down low to Kyle. Blanks homered last night and knocked in two. Slow roller out to Hardy. Out at second, but Blanks, for a big guy, gets down the line quickly, and even had that relay been online, they were not going to get Kyle at first. Blanks on with one out for Will Venable, who went deep his first time up. He's been going the other way the last couple of nights, hitting balls out, but this one he pulled.
Nice sound. Crisp. Hit that ball to right center field. Nice catch by the fan out in right center. And he's another guy just really starting to swing the bat really well now, showing some patience. I'll tell you something else I see too. Just in his stance now, he looks a little bit more upright, more straight up and down. See, well, he was more bent over at the waist, but
hasn't hit a lot of home runs in his career. But the Padres have won every game that Will Venable has homered it. Maybe that trend will continue tonight. Number 4 on the year in his last at bat. He takes down low.
he did. We talked about patience. 2-0 The situation you figure you're going to get a fastball. It would have been easy for him to jump out there and maybe swing at that fastball, but he didn't. He was down in the zone.
And the other half a strike call.
Wouldn't surprise me if they went hit and run here. A good pitch to hit. Doesn't want to walk him. Pretty good at putting a bat on the ball.
And it's through the right side. Blanks will stop at second. And Venable singles, 2 on, 1 out.
Again, that base hit to me is a result of being patient, not jumping at that 2-0 pitch that was down. He waited a 3-1. You know, you're going to get something good to hit. That pitch is down, and he just puts a nice swing on it, hits it in the hole.
So Will's 2 for 2. Here's the catcher, Eliezer Alfonso, who's doubled into second. He was out in front of a breaking ball, but was able to pull it into the left field corner for the 2-base hit. And it's a double play ball, 5. Oh, and now the second baseman Lopez lost it in the exchange. And they do not turn 2. They get Venable. He is forced, and runners are at the corners for Cabrera. Looks like a tailor-made double play ball off the bat, though.
It really did. But Venable getting down there quickly, putting the pressure on Lopez. And Alfonso doesn't run that well, so Venable busting his chops down there at second base. Forced Lopez to not be able to handle that throw, that relay throw.
Breaking ball low. See how they approach Cabrera here with the pitcher on deck and 2 outs. Runners at first and third. 1-0 Padres, bottom of the 4th. Another half strike. Cabrera put the ball in the air his first time up in the second and fly down to the center fielder, Mike Cameron. You're right, 2, 1-2. Well, they're pitching to Everett here with the pitcher on deck. Burns ahead in the count.
Burns has pretty much gone at him. He hadn't really tried to be careful here. Fastball in the inner half, fastball on the outer third.
Did he go? Third base umpire, and Cheetah says he held up.
And that is hard to do, because once you stop it like that, and you can see he's a strong kid. He can keep his hands back. Burns trying to get him to chase that fastball up in the zone.
Sharply, but right at the second baseman. Lopez goes out Everett to end the inning. 2 hits, 2 men left on. And after 4, it remains 1-0 Padres. Mid-game recap is brought to you by Murray Lampert Construction. Need more space? For quality, integrity, and value, there's only one company to call, Murray Lampert Construction. Log on to murraylampert.com. Clayton Richard off the outside corner. 2 balls, no strikes to Casey McGee leading off. McGee getting the start at third base tonight after Craig Counsell got the start there last night. 3-0. McGee had discarded the bat, but is called back by plate umpire Angel Campos.
I just think that, not that it looks like a good pitch, it's just how late. See Campos followed that ball into the glove, and I think McGee thought that he would call it right away.
Shallow left. Kyle Blank's under it. Well, it perhaps was ball 4. A pitch later turns into an out. And time for the Subway $5 footlong fan poll. Your chance to win Subway's big night at the ballpark and monthly Subway footlong feast. Text Subway to 269-411 now for your chance to win. And tonight's question: do you think Jake will ever pitch again for the Padres? A, yes. B, no. Cameron takes outside. Forever's a long time.
Yeah.
So who knows what happens 5-10 years down the road.
I'll tell you the scenario you'd like to see happen is that Padres turn things around here, start competing for a world championship again, and he becomes a free agent. He had good times here before, loved playing here, and there's no saying that can't happen again.
Peavy would be 31 years of age when his current deal expires to become a free agent again. Line towards left center field, and Tony, it's going to get over his head. Off once to the Saquon side, and Cameron is at second. There is the first Brewers base hit. 1 out, 5th inning double for Mike Cameron.
And Cameron hit that ball pretty hard. 3-1, got himself into a situation where he's going to get a good pitch. It's a good sinker down, and Mike Cameron goes down and gets it. Lines it over Junior's head out in center field.
21st double for Mike Cameron. So Clayton Richard was perfect through 3 1/3, and a no-hitter through 4 1/3. And now the tying run at second with 1 out for J.J. Hardy here in the 5th. All inside. And Alfonso out to visit with Clayton Richard.
And there's going to be a conversation here between Alfonso and Richard, because he's one look at Mike Cameron at second base, and Mike Cameron's, he looks like he wants to steal third here. And a right-hand hitter hitting in this situation is really not a bad play. But he's going to have to pay a little bit more attention to Mike Cameron at second base.
Corey Hart stole third an inning ago. A closer peek at Cameron. And a low strike to Hardy, 2-1.
Sometimes pitchers just get in that rhythm of throwing the ball to the plate, and you end up doing what base runners call a one look, where you come set and you look and you just go home.
3-1.
And you do it 2 or 3 pitches in a row, and a base runner will pick up on that and try to steal a base.
It's the second walk Richards allowed, and the Brewers have 2 runners on for the first time tonight. Before Jason Kendall comes up, let's flash back. Jake Peavy.
Well, you talk about a competitor, and he has. If he gets his ankle right, there is no question he will be a factor for the White Sox. Fastball, slider, just what his power stuff.
When he struck out 9 consecutive D-backs. Kendall grounded out to the right side his first time up, and here are the last couple of hitters. Richard having some command issues, and Darren Balsley comes out.
Darren Balsley's going to know better than I would know, but it just looks like he's kind of rushing a little bit. Try to get back in your rhythm here.
Richard got the leadoff man, McGee, after falling behind 3-0. But Cameron doubled. A walk to Hardy, and now 1-0 on Jason Kendall, who's 2 for his last 21. Strike call. Shortstop Cabrera was putting behind Cameron at second when that pitch came home, leaving a little bigger hole on the left side. And this time Richard spins and gives a look back that way.
And that moves the old equalizer. When you know a pitcher can do that, or will do that, you're not going to be as anxious to steal third normally.
Left side, Kuz. Out at second to first. Stretch safe. Throwback was up the line. Hardy with a hard slide at second base. And Adrian stretching up the line, couldn't hold the bag. And could not turn 2 to get out of the inning.
Now that was a weird play right there, because they, and that's what you should do. You go to the second baseman, but Mike Cameron was right in his face, and he probably could have tagged him and thrown to first. But if Eckstein makes a good throw right there, they're going to turn 2. But see, Cameron's right there. Just pulled Adrian off the bag.
Pitcher Mike Burns makes it a strike. Went down swinging his first time up. And the old cliche right here, certainly a chance to help himself with the tying run at third. Down the line and right, but slices foul. That kept gabbing away on his shell and tried to make the catch anyway on the foul ball. I guess that's multitasking.
Yeah.
Huh? 0-2 pitch. 94-mile-per-hour fastball is high.
See if he would chase that ball up in the zone.
Off the outside corner, 2-2. .74 pitches now from Clayton Richard. to the fastball and fouled back.
Still going at him. Doesn't look like he's going to throw him anything off speed. He's going to go at him with a good hard sinker. That one he got up in the zone a little bit.
Close. Near that outside corner, high part of the zone, and it's a full count. Good pitch track set.
Got the back going with a breaking ball right there, and it's just off the corner.
And he walked the pitcher. Trax thought it was a strike. With the second walk of the inning, it loads the bases for the top of the order. Felipe Lopez has grounded out twice. All went down and in.
Wow.
I remember last night it was a base hit by the pitcher Looper that led to a very messy inning. And hopefully tonight it's not a walk to the pitcher that opens the door for the Brewers. Bases loaded, 2 down. Still working from the stretch here, though.
And you know what? That last pitch, that 1-0 sinker, was a good pitch. You know, Lopez knows he doesn't want to fall behind 2-0, and he's looking for something to drive in some runs, and he took a little bit off of that sinker, and Lopez was out in front.
This is high, 2-1. Big pitch coming here to Lopez with the bases loaded. Eck. And the Padres get out of it. Brewers leave them loaded. Stays 1-0.
In town, it's Valley View Casino, and it's all about details. You get the royal treatment. You'll get it at Valley View Casino. The valet, it's free. You join the Players Club, free lobster buffet, polished silverware. This is big-time stuff, and you want to upscale? Go to Black and Blue Lounge. Great seafood, quality steaks at Valley View Casino. I like my medium rare, so order up right now at Valley View.
Into the bottom of the fifth, 1-0 Padres. The only run of this game, a Will Venable home run in the second. Padres 5 hits to just 1 for Milwaukee.
I
The
just want
Brewers
to know,
right-hander Mike Burns kept him in it.
did Mud do like 10 of those before he went on vacation?
That's pretty much, yeah.
Did he?
Yeah. When you get vacation, you got to do those kind of things.
Wow. He just rattled off 10 in a row, just like that.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. That's showing me something.
Nine, 1-2 for the Padres. Clayton Richard, a 29-pitch top half of the inning, so he's up to 81 pitches. Well, this is a guy who's thrown 110, 113 a couple of times this year, so he's hopefully got several more innings left in him tonight, so he'll bat for himself here in the fifth.
Yeah, I would think he's still on an adrenaline rush being here. And he should be fine. He worked himself out of that fifth inning. Now leading off the bottom half.
Called out on strikes his first time up. An early strikeout tonight for Mike Burns. First pitch strike. Padres have had at least one hit in every inning except the third. So 5 hits tonight. Season high 17 last night. Padres have had double-digit hits 4 consecutive games, and as it works out, they've won 4 games in a row. Fouled away.
That's a pretty good hack right there on the 1-1 fastball.
Kind of lost in all the shuffle yesterday was the fact that Randy Reddy replaced Jim Lefevre as the Padres hitting coach. So game number 2 for Randy Reddy as hitting coach. He'd been the AAA manager at Portland. So someone who is certainly very familiar with a lot of these young hitters.
Yep.
Randy happens to live in San Diego.
Yeah.
That's nice for him.
He's a neighbor. He lives up my way.
On the ground, sharply right at J.J. Hardy. A pretty good stroke there by Clayton Richard. One gone. Time for our comparison, brought to you by Marvin K. Brown, San Diego's newest Mitsubishi dealer. And since the turn of the century, Padres have gone through a number of hitting coaches.
And you know what? The strange thing is, Ben Oglesby was the hitting coach. He got replaced early in the season. Espy went on for a couple of years, and Dave Magadan came in. He got replaced in the middle of the season. Wally Joyner comes in. He got replaced in the middle of the season. Now Jim Lefevre. And it's not an easy gig. I think fans think that that you're going to come in and you're going to make things happen right away. It takes a while to get to know your personnel. It takes a while to learn each and every guy. I tell you, Randy Reddy's going to preach the same thing. He's going to try to simplify, get guys to understand what they need to do when they get in that batter's box. And I think, for the most part, a lot of these young guys are well on their way to doing that. But he's a worker. Randy's a worker. And with young guys, that's what you need. You need somebody who's going to be right out there, right in the trenches with you.
Tony takes outside. Randy had to explain to his family in North County why he all of a sudden just showed up at the house early yesterday morning. They're like, what are you doing here? Tony singles up the middle. He's hit number 6 for San Diego tonight. A 1-out single.
But that ball kind of got in on him. Let's see. Oh, it's a breaking ball. This time he stays back on it. See him pause for a split second. That side view is excellent for that. When guys throw breaking balls, hitters get in position and they see breaking ball, and that one was up. Watch the pause. That foot hits the ground, and he just kind of holds his ground for a split second and then takes the swing. And that's what you like to see hitters do on that off-speed pitch. That allows their hands to get to it and through the ball.
So is that all, though, about keeping those hands back initially?
Exactly. That's what the pause is, because Because normally if you're looking for a fastball, the body has a tendency to want to drift forward. And so that little pause is him trying to keep his hands back. And that time he kept them back enough to line it into center field for a base hit.
To Eckstein. Hit sharply fouled past third base. Oh. She hung in there, though.
Ball's going to bounce right off the heel of the glove.
She never let it show that it hurt, though.
No, didn't rub it. We saw it last night in this situation. Eckstein looking for something in the middle of the plate in. Maybe so he can, yank it into left center field. He yanked that foul ball down the line.
High fly, shallow left, near the line, long run, and it drops. And Hardy kicks it into foul territory, and Tony goes all the way to third, and now to second goes Eckstein. Off the bat, it looked like it'd be a routine fly ball, but it found the right spot and landed fair by about 5 or 6 feet between Hardy, Braun, and McGee.
What, Hardy went a long way for this ball. It's a changeup, and he's out in front. And you see, J.J. Hardy goes almost all the way into left field for this ball, and then he kicks it, does a nice job of grabbing it. In the meantime, Junior gets into third base. You see him reading it. And he gets all the way into third. Eckstein gets into second.
And he scored a double for Eck, by the way. His 20th multi-hit game of the season. As he's 2 for 3 tonight, and with first base open, they will walk Adrian, put the double play in order, and bring up Kuz. It probably took about 0.00001 of a second to make the decision to walk him here.
Yeah, see, Ryan Braun doesn't get a great jump on this ball, but he knows he can't catch it, and J.J. Hardy's going all out trying to get to it, but he couldn't get to it, and that sometimes happens. Just in a perfect spot. They're shading Eckstein the other way. Cameron's over and kind of towards right center. Braun's leaning over towards left center. He's got a long way to go, and he just wasn't able to get there. And this is a situation where the Padres have been really good the last 4 games. Guys in scoring position, somebody has delivered, whether it be a base hit or a sac fly or a ground ball to get the run in. Padres here lately have been very good in this situation.
200th career double for David Eckstein.
200 club, all right.
Cruz is singled. And fly to center. Bases loaded. 1 out. 1-0 Padres in the 5th. Now Kendall, Burns need to get together. 74 pitches for Mike Burns. Mike Burns had been exclusively a reliever in his major league career. He had 45 major league appearances coming into this season. No decisions. Had pitched with Houston, Cincinnati, and the Red Sox. We're getting a decision as a starter, beating Johan Santana and the Mets earlier this season.
He's done a pretty good job tonight. He really hadn't been in any trouble, really. The home run to Venable wasn't that bad a pitch. It was down. He went down and got it. But Well, hanging breaking ball for a base hit, a bloop double, and now intentional walk. Ooh.
One ball, one strike on Kuzminoff. He's grounded into an NL high 18 double plays, so you know the Brewers would love a ground ball here. Trying to get out of the inning. 2 balls and a strike. Bases loaded with 1 out.
Tried to come in on him, and that one's right in the middle of the plate. That's what we call in the business a cookie. He wanted to run that ball under his knuckles like he did the pitch before when he fouled it off his foot. That one he left in the middle of the plate and he fouled it off.
On and away and a full count. Kyle Blake's the on-deck man. One out single by Gwynn. Eckstein double. They intentionally walked Adrian. They're loaded with 1 out. And a full count on the cleanup hitter, Kevin Kuzminoff. Foul.
Well, you mentioned that stat about double plays. As soon as that ball hit the ground, Kevin was out and ready to run. He was trying to get that run home. And if you're Mike Burns here, you got to be careful. I think the way to get Kevin out for him is inside. You don't want to leave something hanging over the plate because he's capable of hitting it out of the ballpark. So it's going to take some gumption on his part to make a good pitch.
High fly center field. It'll stay in the park, but will be deep enough to chase the lead run home. Tony tags and scores. Sac fly for Kuz is 58 RBI, and it's 2-0 San Diego.
And that's a nice at bat right there. He got something up in the zone, got it out to the outfield.
Cameron's throw kept Eckstein at second, so runners are first and second, 2 down for Kyle Blanks. Oh for 2 tonight, but Kyle, though, has hit safely in 6 consecutive games coming in. Right-hander DeFelice up in the Milwaukee bullpen. Good hack fouled back. Now last night, Kyle in the 5th inning leading off. Braden Looper hit one into the second deck in left center field. It's 5th of the season.
Oh, that was a nice swing. See, ready, already in Kevin's ear. Talking about how great an at bat that was.
Swung under that and the strikeout of Blanks into the inning. But the Padres add a run on a couple of hits and strand 2. After 5, 2-0 San Diego.
as we take on the Brewers at 105 and receive a free Padres lunchbox for kids.
All kids 14 and younger receive a Padres lunchbox presented by the National Education Association. Hey, by the way, don't forget breakfast at the park tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. Chance to have breakfast at the outfield warning track. And gates open at 10:30 a.m. here at Petco. Part of the order for the Brewers. Sit on the outfield warning track every Sunday, a home game. And enjoy the specialty breakfast items. Big Burke up for San Diego. 3-2. Up to 86 pitches, but it seems like Richards' command faltering a little bit here the last couple of innings. Off his glove, recovers to pick it up, but with a one-hop throw, gets him at first. And a smile from Clayton Richard. A hot shot right back at him off his mitt.
He got his glove up there, and he kept his composure and flipped it over. Adrian picks it out of the dirt, but see him get that glove up there. And he doesn't really rush himself. He just tries to get it and make a good throw. And Kevin's asking him if he's all right. But I agree with you, Mark. I mean, just early in the game, he was pounding the strike zone, and now he just kind of seems to be falling behind. So I'm sure they're going to watch him closely here. They got some stirring going on in the bullpen.
Braun sends one high and deep to left field. Blanks stopping at the edge of the track. A step onto the track to make the catch. Braun is hit 21 out this year. Flies to deep left for out number 2.
Well, the way that came off the bat, I kind of thought that had a chance. Instead, Blanks caught that ball one step onto the warning track.
Fielder has gone down looking and swinging. 0 for 2. High, deep, right center. And the ballpark will not hold this one. 26th of the season for Prince Fielder. And it's 2-1. That one was majestic off the bat.
I have no doubt. I mean, Richard had given him a steady diet of sinkers in, sinkers away. Decides to start him off with a breaking ball right here, and boy, he just lays the wood to that. And that's a short stroke. I mean, it doesn't look like it, but that ball was hit pretty good.
So Clayton Richard will depart after 5 2/3 innings in his Padre debut. To a very nice ovation. This pitching change brought to you by San Diego Harley-Davidson, where we are always country first. A very nice debut for the big left-hander. Mission Federal Credit Union, with over 20 branches in San Diego County, we're safe, sound, and standing by you. And out of the bullpen comes right-hander Greg Burke.
2-3 record. Opponents hitting 248. Good ERA. Right now, it's just like it was last night. Okay, you've given up a run, and now your job's to come in and shut them down. Shut them down for as long as you can. Bullpen's in good shape.
Casey McGee, the third baseman. Bases empty, 2 outs here in the 6th. 2-1 San Diego. After the Prince Fielder's solo home run. Deep left center field, and back-to-back home runs ties this game. Ninth of the year for Casey McGee. Just like that, this one's tied up. And Clayton Richard will not see a decision tonight.
Looked like a little slider that didn't do very much. It just stayed right in the middle of the plate. And McGee was right on that.
Outside to Mike Cameron. Cameron is doubled and flied out.
Sound, you know that sound. That ball's hit crisply. Got to the second deck.
Yes, it was. Now low 3-0. Cameron got the green light. Fouls it back. 3 balls and a strike. And Clayton Richard went 5 2/3. 1 run, only 2 hits, 3 walks, 5 Ks through 90 pitches.
Well, they gave Mike Cameron the 3-0 green light right there. Normally, that's not the kind of swing you'd expect 3-0.
And he walks. Go ahead, run on with 2 outs. Now the first 2 retired in this inning. The 3rd out has been an elusive one. Shortstop up, J.J. Hardy. Cameron looking into the dugout.
His hand guard. Forgot his hand guard.
Brad Fisher, the third base coach, running it out to him.
And there's his hand guard, and that's what a lot of base runners wear now in the game. Who drag their hand when they slide. And the hand guard helps protect you from breaking your wrist. Although his look pretty flimsy to me.
The guard, that is.
Yeah, the hand guard. Only there's a little piece of metal in there that fits in the palm of your hand, and so when you slide and drag your hand, that metal keeps you from hurting your wrist.
Greg Burke's pitch to J.J. Hardy. to check, though, on Cameron, who has swiped 4 bases this year and been caught 3 times.
We talked about this in the open. This Brewer lineup, you really got to be careful. They got threats all throughout this lineup. And Cameron's got 15 homers. Hardy's got 11. Hart's got 11. Braun's got 21. Some guys in this lineup who can hurt you. Nice job there by Burke as Mike Cameron was walking it out. He was walking out there. You know what I mean by that? Just subtly taking a little step closer to the second every time. Every time you don't look at him, every time you don't pay him attention, he's creeping.
Reach out a little more. There he goes. And a foul ball. And hit Hardy in the batter's box.
He had a pretty good jump. And Mike's at that stage now in his career where he isn't going to run all the time, but it's an opportunity to get in scoring position, maybe give the Brewers a lead. And so he's looking to do a little bit of running here. See those eyes sneaking in, trying to get a look at Alfonso's sign behind the plate.
The fastball is high. Brewers have tied it. Back-to-back homers by Fielder and McGee. Cameron started to go, then stopped, and I think he read.
He did.
The pitch out.
Good call, Mark. Good call. He saw him jump out. So he had played, and just something he noticed, and it's a smart base runner.
Line left field, and Kyle Blanks makes the catch. But the Brewers get 2 on the Fielder and McGee back-to-back home runs, and after 5.5, it's tied up. Big appetite, small budget. Satisfy both with Sequan Casino's incredible all-you-can-eat prime rib buffet. Now for only $10. Glad you could join us tonight for the telecast on this Saturday from Petco Park. Mark Neely with Tony Gwynn. Mark Grant vacationing for the homestand. Six, 7, and 8 batters for the Padres in the sixth. Venable leading off has had a good night. 2 for 2 with a solo home run. 2 runs, 7 hits for the Padres. 2 runs, 3 hits for the Brewers.
And all of a sudden, Mike Burns is right back in the ball game. He was down 2-0, and now he's back to even.
And at 86 pitches here into the sixth. Solo homer for Venable came in the second. Kuzminoff sac fly in the fifth, added a run to make it 2-0, but Brewers with 2 in the top of this inning. And he gets Venable on the high heat. 1 away in the sixth.
Just challenging him upstairs. Talked earlier about Venable going down and getting that ball that was down. He hit it out of the ballpark. The base hit to right was down. That time he challenged him up in the zone a little bit and was able to get the out.
Strike one to Eliezer Alfonso, who has a double and has also reached on a fielder's choice. Holding there, 0-2. Burns steps off the rubber.
One of the first times I've seen the hitter call timeout to the pitcher. Normally you turn around to the umpire. That time he's getting out to the pitcher.
And the pitcher respected it.
And you know what? He's got the ball. Well, check this out. He wants to call time. And what? He calls time to the pitcher. Hey, wait a minute.
Off the end of the bat. And Hart into foul territory there near the bullpen mound. And Fonzie fouls out to the right fielder Hart, 2 down. Everett though for 2. He flied to center and grounded to second. Foul tip, strike one. Third baseman McGee on the grass. Fielder's going to move closer towards the line, but play behind the bag at first.
Really, Cabrera tonight, they really haven't challenged him too much in. Everything's been out on the plate away.
Pitcher spot due up next. So Salazar has moved into the on-deck circle. Towards left center field. Mike Cameron on the run won't catch up to it. And it hops all the way to the 401 mark. And the speedy Cabrera racing for third. The relay late. And Everett Cabrera, man, can he fly. A 2-out triple, his 5th of the season.
I mean, as soon as this ball left the bat, if Mike Cameron didn't catch it, you see it, the fastball tailing away, Cabrera goes right with it. And as soon as if Cameron didn't catch it, it was going to be 3 bags. I mean, he had a full head of steam coming around first base, and there was just never any doubt he was going to get to third.
The 5 3-base hits for Cabrera, and he's all with 2 outs. Pitcher spot due up Burke, but they'll bat for him with Oscar Salazar. But Bill Castro, the pitching coach, striding out to the mound for the Brewers. And the mud keeps saying it, and so I'll echo it. We're going to see Cabrera circle the bases at some point in his Padre career here.
Oh, yeah. It wouldn't surprise me if you see it this year, because here lately he's been driving the ball. And, you know, you drive that ball out to this outfield and it hits one of them corners. Takes a long bounce somewhere, and he's going to run all the way around the bases. No question.
Yeah, he is fun to watch. Mitch Steddard up. The Brewer bullpen. Salazar had a pinch hit last night. Big pinch hit RBI double. Down the left field side, near the line. Will it stay fair? No. And about 15 feet foul in the Western Metal Building.
Stayed back on that nicely. Just yanked it. About 15 feet foul.
Gonna play right side, 1-2.
Gotta give Mike Burns credit. He hasn't backed away. He's come right at it.
Up and away, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Right at 100 pitches for Mike Burns. This one will get behind the Padre dugout. Salazar 2 for 12 as a Padre. He's coming over from the Orioles in exchange for Clay Meredith. Line left field. Ryan Braun going back, still going over his head. One hopper to the fence. Cabrera scores, and into second is Salazar with a pinch hit RBI double. He does it for a second straight night, and it's 3-2 Padres.
I think Ryan Braun was fooled on this ball because it was off speed, and Salazar went out and got it. Watch him, see him fooled that little pause. He stayed back, kept his hands back. And I think that fooled Ryan Braun, and that's what allowed it to get over his head for a double.
Cabrera scoring the go-ahead run.
Yeah.
So Braun looking towards the scoreboard, the video board. I think he wanted to see that ball again replayed.
I don't think he thought it was hit that good.
Well, the pitcher spot is due up second in the next inning for the Brewers, so Ken Maka brings out his lineup card. have a double switch for Milwaukee. Council's going to enter the game. They're going to have a new pitcher, Stetter. You can stop by Discount Tire for a free tire inspection and air gauge. And if you're not satisfied with one of their tires, please feel free to bring it back. Here is Tony. First pitch breaking ball strike from the new left-hander Mitch Stetter.
Stetter, the left-handed specialist, really. So the opponent's hitting 172.
Pitching profile brought to you by your San Diego Hyundai dealers. Summer gas prices are rising, and you can lock in $1.49 a gallon at San Diego Hyundai Dealers.com.
Most of Stetter's actions are going to be against left-handed hitters. And fastball, low 80s, low 90s, slider. And we saw him last night. He came in.
2/3 of an inning last night. 1 hit, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. Left center, on to his left. The Padres break the tie, though. They get a run on a couple of hits. And after 6 from Petco Park, Padres 3, Brewers 2. By MTS. Save gas, save money. Ride MTS to Petco Park. For more information, log on to www.sdmts.com. And by Ron Baker Chevrolet, your home for the Silverado Superstore. coverages Saturday night. Game 2 of this 3-game series. 3-2 Padres into the 7th. And San Diego employs their third pitcher of this game. It's Luke Gregerson.
You see his numbers, 0-3. Opponents only hitting 224 though. And the Padres, right where they want to be, really. Gregerson's been taking the 7th, and Adams the 8th, Bell's the 9th.
Jason Kendall leading off. First pitch strike from Gregerson. Kendall's grounded to second and reached on a fielder's choice. He goes around there. Chase going way out of the zone, 0-2.
This slider is really tough for a lot of right-handers to see. I mean, they had that same kind of success last night throwing that slider.
Down the right field side, but foul into the seats. All right, he chased his slider way out of the zone, showed him that fastball. Right back to the slider here.
I was really surprised he threw him the fastball.
See you later. It's Kendall looking, 1 out in the 7th. Hey, Wednesday is officially free and easy at the Del Mar Racetrack. Diamond Club members enjoy free stretch run admission, free reserve seating, and a free program. Plus, enjoy half-price domestic draft beers, sodas, and hot dogs at select stretch run concessions.
They threw that slider away, and I'm not sure that's exactly where he wanted. It's a good pitch. He gets the strike, but that's not the one you kind of want to be throwing right-handed hitters.
Thought that was going to be more away.
See where Alfonso, he wants that ball down, and that's kind of a hanging slider. That's kind of the one you want to hit. And I said kind of. That was a hanging slider.
Also fouls it away. Council started at third base last night, went 0 for 3 with a couple of walks and scored a run. Came in as part of the double switch in the last inning. Sharply right side, diving from his knees. Great play by the Padres second baseman for out number 2.
The defense has been really good. And this is a great play by Eckstein because he goes to his left. He's not sure he's got this ball. Watch him look at his glove to make sure he's got it. Still able to get enough on the throw to nip Council at first base.
That ball was about past him.
Yeah.
A little inside for ball 1 to Felipe Lopez. He's put the ball on the ground all 3 times. Last time out to Eck. Slider in the dirt, 2-0. Lopez playing in his 12th Brewers game since being acquired from Arizona. 3-1.
You got to be careful with Lopez. He's got some power.
Chopped up the first base side to Adrian. He flipped to Gregerson, and Luke Gregerson sets the Brewers down in order. Time to stretch and Petco. 3-2 San Diego.
When you text me, when you tell me, good God.
Check out FanDiego.com for ceiling fans. Go to Fan Diego and meet tonight's Fan Diego fans of the game. 26,424 the paid crowd on this Saturday night. 3-2 Padres into the home half of the seventh. Heart of the order at Eck. Takes ball one from Mitch Stetter. Eck, Adrian, and Kuzmanov. Two for three tonight is Eck, with the doubled his last time up. Great defensive play in the top of the inning as well.
It was. Boy, that was a big play, too. Reaching into the hole, able to throw Counsell out at first.
Gets jammed and rolls it out to Counsell. One out in the seventh. Adrian 0 for 2. They put him on intentionally in the fifth. This is his last plate appearance. Stetter faced Adrian last night and struck him out looking.
Well, this time he's challenging him in the zone. Last time he threw him sliders off the plate, going away. Trying to come inside.
Stetter works off that first base side of the rubber. Lopez was playing a shallow right field and was able to move to his right, come in and throw out Adrian. And shifted a bit for Gonzalez. 2 away. And with a right-handed hitting Kuzmanov coming up, Kim Maka will come out and make a pitching change. You can see the new CTSV now in stock at your local San Diego Cadillac dealer. Mark DeFelice will be the new hurler for Milwaukee. Cruz taking a hack at the first one from DeFelice.
See his numbers, 4-1. Opponent's only hitting a .196. And you kind of knew if Stetter got Gonzalez out that we were going to go to the right-hander.
Pitching profile brought to you by Mission Federal Credit Union, offering a full range of loan and deposit products. The membership is open to all who live, work, or go to school in San Diego County. Rip left field. It's got some topspin. Will it stay in? It is a fair ball that lands at the edge of the warning track, and Cruz into second with a double. Well, he hit it hard, Tony. It just had that topspin and just kept sinking.
I think he kind of got that towards the end. DeFelice is not going to overpower you. And that ball, I think he kind of got it towards the end. Let's see, towards the end of the bat. But still strong enough to get it down the line and drop it in for a double.
Two out, two base hit brings up Kyle Blanks. Did he? No, says first base umpire Jeff Nelson. He's popped to second, reached on a fielder's choice, and fanned his last time up.
This is one of those situations you'd love to see a base hit here, drive in a run. Brewers, when they come up to the plate, 2, 3, and 4 coming up.
Two and one.
DeFelice not willing to make a mistake on the inner half of the plate, keeping that ball away from Blanks.
Way outside. Saved by Kendall. And a 5-pitch walk to Kyle Blanks.
And again, that's a good at bat right there. He swung at that 2-0 pitch that was down, but didn't bite on the next two. Takes the walk, gives Venable an opportunity to drive in that insurance run.
And Castro, the pitching coach, is out. Three-2 Padres. San Diego scored on a Venable solo shot in the second to take a 1-0 lead. And the Cusack fly in the fifth made it 2-0. The Brewers had back-to-back homers in the sixth. Prince Fielder and Casey McGee off different pitchers. That tied it up. And Oscar Salazar's pinch hit RBI double scored Cabrera with the go-ahead run in the sixth. But here's Venable. 2 on, 2 outs, last of the seventh. Two for three tonight. So right one from DeFelice. And under it and pops it up. Fielder and the catcher Kendall, and it's missed by Fielder right in front of the Padre dugout.
Just couldn't get over there quick enough. And Kendall really didn't see this ball right off the bat, and you see Prince trying to hurry up and get there. He calls him off, but never really gets to the fence. You see him call Kendall off and unable to make the play. So
no error assessed.
Venable gets another crack at it.
And 2 on the Padres right fielder. Too close to take, so he fouled that one off.
You know, for you young runners at home, you know, watch Kyle Blanks here. The count's 0-2. So as soon as he starts to swing the bat, Blanks is off and running. He's got nothing to lose, 2 outs. As soon as he starts to swing the bat. Okay.
He goes around and strikes out. Padres strand 2 have left 9. Heart of the order coming up for the Brewers. Hart, Braun, and Fielder. For the Cabot Woodstein legendary performance on this date, August 1st, back in 1972. It's been 37 years ago today that Nate Colburn hits 5 home runs, drives in 13 in a Padres sweep of a doubleheader at Atlanta. 9-0, 11-7 were the finals. A momentous day in Padre history. Wow. 37 years ago.
Yeah, 5 homers and 13 ribbies for me was like a half a season.
Mike Adams is the 4th Padres pitcher tonight.
Let's see, the numbers are good. Coming off his performance last night, he went an inning. Had a walk, but struck out 2. And it looks like the 8th inning is going to be his spot. And he's going to earn his money tonight. He's going right through the middle of this lineup.
We're not kidding. Hart, Braun, and Fielder. Last night, 1 inning. 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. He walked the leadoff man last night.
Yeah, last night it looked like he was, had some control issues. I think he walked him on 5 pitches, I believe, and then he came back and got himself through the inning.
Hart walked in the 4th and has also bounced to the mound and struck out. 1-run lead for San Diego, top of the 8th. Padres, though, about hit the Brewers 10-3, but only lead it by a run. San Diego is now stranded 9, and the Brewers have left 5.
With 5 games in a row now with 10 hits. 3 in Cincinnati, 1 lined at 5.
You are correct, 5 in a row.
Yeah, offense, again. They'll only put 3 runs on the board tonight, but yeah, I mean, you can see they're swinging the bats better.
0-2 to Hart. Got him. Well, the flip side of the way he started last night, this time tonight, a strikeout on 3 pitches.
He's challenging up in the zone. Hart, 6'6" himself. You see that high fastball. Feel like you can get to it.
Ryan Braun 0 for 3. Fly to fairly deep left field his last time up off the starter, Clayton Richard. Homers, 70 runs batted in for Ryan Braun. Came in hitting .314, ninth in the National League in hitting. That's dipped to .311 with the 0 for 3.
And again, he's a complete hitter. Yes, he's going to hit home runs and drive in runs, but he can hit for average. He's going to steal some bases. It seems like Adams pulled the string on him there. A little changeup. That's a good pitch to see Braun out in front of that.
Just his third big league season for Ryan Braun. One out, nobody on in the Milwaukee 8th inning. Ward short. Cabrera with that strong arm. Runs down Braun. Here comes Prince with 2 outs. He went yard his last time up in the 6th. Majestic out to right center field.
Breaking ball by Clayton Richard. Really the only one he saw. He hit it out of the ballpark.
Yeah, that was the first pitch of that at bat.
Yep, he'd been challenging him with good hard sinkers, running away and running in.
Padre infield shifts. The third baseman Kuzminov basically playing the shortstop position. This is pretty much the way Adrian has been played by a lot of opponents on the infield. 3 defenders on the right side.
Watch out, he wants it up.
High fly, right field. Minimal there to make the catch. He might have got away with one right there. But he gets fielder. Another nice job by Mike Adams, who sets the Brewers down in order. paid the lowest price on your new furniture? That's Jerry's price. Look at our best seat winners for tonight. New pitcher for the Brewers, the recently reacquired Claudio Vargas.
Vargas' first appearance here with the Brewers this year is with the Dodgers. I think the Dodgers did 8 relief appearances, holding opponents to a 184 average, and so I think at some point before this thing is over, he's going to find his way back in the Brewer rotation. But for right now, he's coming out of the bullpen. Fastball in the low 90s, slider, curveball change.
Vargas pitched for the Brewers in 2007, was 11-6 for them with an ERA of 5.09. Fonzie leading off. And Eliezer takes a strike on the outside corner. Doubled his first time up, and since then has reached on a fielder's choice and fouled out to the right fielder, Corey Hart. Bottom 3 for the Padres in the 8th.
Well, insurance would be nice, but having that guy out there in this situation is always a good thing.
Fouled at the plate, 1-2. Three 10-0 for San Diego. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Brewers. Just missed.
See Vargas try to nip off the outside corner there.
Clayton Richard made his Padre debut tonight on the mound. Went 5 2/3. Allowed just 1 run, 2 hits. It will not figure in the decision. Burke right now is the pitcher of record for San Diego. Fouled right side.
I was impressed. I thought Richard threw the ball really well. I mean, he especially strong early, worked quick, threw strikes. About the 4th, I thought he started to rush a little bit. Kind of found some balls out of the strike zone, but overall, I thought he did a pretty good job.
A nice Padres debut tonight for Clayton Richard. Stopped by Kendall. A full count. Three and 2 on Fonzie, leading off the last of the 8th. Back to the mound and speared by Vargas. And down. The shortstop Cabrera coming up. Follow the road to Wintersville to Sequan every Monday and Wednesday, now through August 12th. And win a share of over $500,000 in cash and hot new Corvettes. Cabrera got the rally started in the 6th with a 2-out triple. Swings at the first pitch and flies to left where Ryan Braun is stationed. Vargas gets Cabrera on 1 pitch, 2 down. Pitcher spot comes up and Headley will pinch hit.
I'm really surprised Cabrera swung at the first pitch like that. He really had settled in. In this situation, you want him to try to get on. And again, the pitch hitting a little bit different, but Cabrera's a guy who can run, You want to make that guy throw some pitches. You were surprised he swung at the first pitch, but again, you learn.
Outside to Chase, a ball and a strike. Headley is a pinch hitter this year, 2 for 8 with 1 pinch hit home run. And a pinch hit home run to help beat the Rockies back on July 18th. Top foul, 2-2.
Vargas in this situation, he's come in after getting Alfonso. He threw a Cabrera a high fastball, started Headley off with an off-speed pitch. Trying to keep these guys off balance. And again, I know that's one of the things Randy Reddy's going to really be working with these guys about is, working a camp, being a little bit patient, making that guy come to you. That guy being whoever's pitching.
3-2 on the pinch hitter Chase Headley. High fly, right center. Hart and Cameron. That lands at the base of the Cox sign and chases it second with a 2-out double. Boy, he smoked that ball to one of the deepest parts of the ballpark and nearly had his second pinch hit home run of the season.
We knew that ball wasn't going to be caught. You see him slapping his hands together. I think he's a little disappointed. I think he thought he got that. That's a nice swing. And neither Cameron nor Hart were going to catch that ball, but it ricochets right to Mike Cameron. And instead, he gets a double.
Tony 1 for 4 with a single and scored a run in the 5th. Takes a strike. Can you read your son's lips there?
I don't think he was too happy with that call right there, but then you know what? There's been some hitters tonight not happy with that low ball. Again, this is an example where I don't really think they're going to come in. He's not a guy who's going to hit a whole lot of balls out of the ballpark. Wrong.
Towards center field. That gets down. Here comes Headley. He scores. Gwynn with the RBI single to add to the lead, and it's 4-2 Padres. Well, they got enough of it to get it out of the infield and dropped it into center. And makes it a 2-run game.
That's a good AB. Fastball away. Trying to bust him in. And he gets just enough of it to get it out to the outfield for a base hit. And it drives in the run. Headley bouncing off. Good jump off second base. There's not going to be a play at the plate. And as soon as it falls in, one score. Insurance.
There goes Gwynn. No chance. Steals his 4th base. One on the first pitch.
Sure, you got a good jump. And of course, next time going to give him an opportunity to get himself in the scoring position. And he does.
Beck 2 for 4 with a double. Chops it out to Council. And San Diego, a 2-out rally, picks up a run. 5, 6, and 7 due up. McGee, Cameron in the pitcher's spot. Heath Bell will try to. Padre fans, are you looking for a great deal? With Coca-Cola Value Weekends, you can get an upper reserve ticket, a hot dog, and a Coke, all for only $12 for any Friday through Sunday regular season home game. Get your tickets early and save. Go online. Visit Padres.com. It was not a safe situation last night with a 4-run lead. It is a safe situation tonight with a 2-run lead for Heath Bell.
Well, look at this 40th appearance tonight. 3-1. Solid ERA, 25 saves, going for his 26th.
Five, 6, and 7 part of the order. Casey McGee leading off. He homered his last time up. Fouls the first 95-mile-per-hour fastball, back, strike one. Trevor Hoffman looking on, his former protege, getting a chance to close one out.
You know, he's just chomping at the bit, just wanting to get in.
0-2.
Let's face it, the Padres have played well. They played well. We talked about it again. Down 7-1, could have quit, didn't, kept plugging away, and they end up coming back to win that game last night. Tonight, same kind of thing. Got the early lead, 2-0, a couple of homers by the Brewers, and early in the year, who knows, their sales, the air might have went out, but they didn't. They bounced right back, got a run, take the lead 3-2. Insurance in the 8th. Well, Buddy Black's got to feel pretty good about his troops right now.
Trying to win their 5th in a row. Lou Venable has homered tonight. 3rd straight game with a home run for William. One-two to McGee. The curveball's down and away. Heath 8 for 8 in 2-run save opportunities, which he has here. 2-run lead in the ninth. McGee, then Cameron. Pitcher spot due up third. Towards the hole, tough play, and off the glove of Cabrera and into left field. McGee is on, and that's going to get the tying run to the plate.
Cabrera tried to lay out and get this ball. See, that ball bounces up off of his glove.
Cameron has doubled and walked. The last 2 times up, 1 for 2 tonight. He has 15 home runs on the season. It takes strike 1. The lefty Frank Catalanato has come on deck to bat with the pitcher Vargas. There he's down and away, a ball and a strike. Alfonso framed it, wanting to call, but didn't get it.
As I said, there's been some people upset.
Trax liked it.
Pretty good pitch.
So instead of 1 and 2, it's a 2-1 count for Mike Cameron. A little to Alfonso's right. Runner holds. 3-1.
I'm sure. I don't think that pitch was too bad either. Even though he wanted that ball inside.
Trax said that was a strike.
Still nipped the outside corner, but either the pitch track or the umpire's having a bad night tonight.
He gets the call there. 3-2.
Again, that's the late call for a strike. Mike Cameron takes this ball. He's thinking it's a ball. Sure, that's a strike. That's a pretty good pitch.
Full count on Cameron with nobody out. He went. Jeff Nelson, the first base umpire, confirms that. And a strikeout to Cameron for the first out of the ninth.
And that's a gutsy pitch by Bell. 3-2 breaking ball. And he put it in a good spot. It was down.
Cameron sitting fastball there?
I believe
no question.
So, yep.
Obviously looking fastball with 2 strikes, but
well, 2 strikes, in that situation, you really just got to react to what you see.
Catalanato's the pinch hitter. He blinds at left field. Blank's coming in and makes a basket catch.
That's a nice play. Blanks read that ball correctly right off the bat. He came running in, and whenever you make a catch like that, you're always concerned about the lights, but basket catch gets it done. Heath Bell. Happy to see that out.
Brewers down to their last out. Tying run at the plate still with Jason Kendall. Popped up. Adrian calling for it. The Padres have won 5 in a row. They take the first 2 games of this series with the Brewers and win it tonight 4-2.
Another solid effort by the Padres. Scored 12 hits.
Will Venable homers. Wins base hit late. Added some insurance. Keith Bell gets his 26th save. And the Padres, with 12 hits tonight, win it 4-2.